Dan, tell us what mortgage rates are doing.
I've just been waiting for that. I just wanted that transition right there. There you go. I need to go down to it. Let's see. There we go. Mortgage rates set the 14th record low of the year, driving even more refinance demand. So further ruining my prediction from a year ago, because I think I was at 3.5, which I'm about to go watch last year's show because we're doing the prediction on December 30th with some fun guests all over the country. I think I did 3.5 and Ray was even more wrong than I, which that never happens. So no, I'm always wrong. Ray's, always right. So anyway, we got, right. And I love being right, but I just do it for the show. I don't mind being wrong. Anyway, but mortgage rates fell again, falling to a new record low for the 14th time, defying their usual correlation to treasury yields, which have recently been moving higher. And that is sending even more borrowers to their lenders looking to refinance their homes. So mortgage applications to refinance rose 2%. Now, remember a week ago, we covered this and they had gone down. Everything was burning and on fire. We're all going to die. No one's refinancing. The market's going to crash. Oh, but this week they went up 2%. And they're an eye-popping 89% higher from a year ago. Dude, wow. That's a big stat right there. Because last week it was refinances or no one's refinancing anymore. That market sucks, but everyone's buying. Now it's flipped. And I'll get into the buyer stats in a minute. And that is according to the Mortgage Bankers Association's seasonally adjusted index. So as rates continue to move lower, millions more buyers can save on their monthly payments, even those who refinanced or bought less than a year ago. The average contract interest rate for a 30-year fixed rate mortgage decreased to 2.9%. So remember, that's just the average. There's people that can get stuff for 2.25 right now. That's just absolutely insane to me. And that is the lowest in the MBA's 30-year survey history. This is a quote from Joel Kahn. He is the MBA economist. The increase in refinance applications was driven by FHA and VA refinances. That's very interesting, right? While conventional activity fell slightly. Mortgage applications to purchase a home fell 5% for the week. So here we go. Let's all run. It's just stop selling real estate, stop helping people buy real estate. But it was a strong 22% higher than a year ago. So there you go.
Interesting how now it's a strong 22% when just a couple of pre-election cycle, it was 40% or 30% higher. Yeah. And they were still focusing on how it was only 1% higher than the previous week. But year over year, it was 40% high. Now it's it's a strong 20%. It's a strong 26%. That's a really interesting twist that they're putting in the articles now.
Well, and it's also the purchase market is also poised to finish on a strong note, Joel Kahn said. So lots of strong going on, but it's just interesting, literally week to week. Last week was refinances are done. People are not going to refinance for the rest of the year. They're done. Oh, but wait, now buyers are not buying and refinances are king, so it's really, really interesting to me. But the applications fell slightly last week. This is to purchase home, but we're around 3% higher than the 2 weeks leading up to the Thanksgiving holiday. So reversing the recent trend, there was also a shift in the composition of applications with an increase in government loans, pushing the average loan balance lower. What was it last week when we hit it, Ray? 375 was the average loan balance, right? Something like that. Yeah, so that's now been pushed lower because of the government loans. So
interesting. So yeah. I'm curious to know, as rates continue to drop, if people will still purchase with the uncertainty in the future if we're going to shut down or not. Because pre-election, I think one of the things that we talked about is with each candidate, what's going to happen, right? If Trump wins and what happens. And I think it was pretty solidly said, if Trump wins, he's probably not going to shut the economy down again. Well, there was some talk, if Biden wins and they shut down the economy, what's going to happen? And we said on this show, if they shut the economy down again, and if lending constraints continue to tighten, you could have situations in which people are essentially out of forbearance. Right? They've already been through their forbearance period. They're trying to play catch up. And now, hey, you lost your job again. We're not sure how long because government shut us down. We may just close this wing because we actually operated okay without you for 3, 4, 5 months last year.
Yeah.
So you've lost your job now. And now you're in this house that you just bought last year. And you paid a lot for it because home prices were up last year. and now you can't make those payments, and so you have to sell. No big deal. Over $2 trillion in equity around the country is available for sellers, unless you can't get a loan because lenders are tightening constraints due to the uncertainty in the future. Now you have buyers that can't buy, sellers that want to sell that can't. And this is the situation for totally different reasons, but that's the situation that people found themselves in 2008 and 2009. And that is my concern. If the economy shuts down again, that's a big deal. If we don't, then I think these rates could continue, just like the Redfin guy said. The low rates could continue until the economy feels fully recovered, which I think would be to the end of 2021 or 2022.
Well, there is one caveat to all that, because I see a lot of the benefits of, working remotely. I help a lot of people that are either in the film industry or in the video game industry or something. They don't have to work from any one spot. They used to, but now they don't. Right. And they're actually thriving and getting raises and getting new jobs. And I have new clients moving from Arizona, by the way. And that's just a jab at Dusty. That's what you get for eating lunch instead of watching our show. You get a jab thrown your way, I don't forget those things, Dusty.
Kind of early in Arizona for lunch anyway. Let's be real.
Well, hey, in her defense, it's free lunch. So, and also it's kind of lunchtime. They don't change. I have no idea what time it is. They don't change time zones. It might be 4 p.m. there. I don't know. Anyway, my point is, but they have a very healthy budget, up over $1 million. And they're looking in, the nicer areas because he's thriving. The husband's thriving. And so is the wife. They have great jobs and they're thriving throughout this. So that's the one caveat I have to say, is that there is going to be that other section that may not have thriven before. Thriven, is that the word? Thriven?
Like thrived. Let's take it up. No, let's do thriven.
I think it's just thrived. But
I like thriven. I'm going to do thriven. They may not have thriven before, but now they are. So that's the one thing behind that. And that's obviously just me here in Southern California.
The commenters are ganging up on us. Howard says, wow. And then he says, hey, Dusty Martin, I got your back. Taylor warns against the headlines. Says, good point. He's attacking misinformation, goes every which way. Beware of those headlines.
That's why we do the show.
And look, I talk about politics for hours a day on the radio. I'm not gonna. That's not why I'm here today, right? But you can. I mean, propaganda exists in, and we've heard that word a ton, right? Well, if you take propaganda and you put it in the mortgage hands, it's marketing, right? And so their job is to use people use that word like it's a bad thing. We use it every day for our business. You just call it a different thing. Their job is to create stability in their industry. And so the way they phrase things and the way that they use these reports, and I mean, this is such a, and it's interesting for me because I'm not in this business on a daily basis anymore. So I enjoy your show because I get to kind of stay connected to some of this stuff, but it doesn't affect my ability to earn a living or whatever. So I don't stay as in tune to it, but these are such fine details. The reality is things are still strong. Rates are still low. Buyers are still buying. Sellers are still selling. And ultimately in the economy on a national scale, regardless of who the president is, I don't think it behooves any incoming president to, and that wasn't my way to say it's a challenged election. I'm saying regardless of what party or regardless of what election cycle, it never behooves a president to have a poorly performing economy. And so I think that Mr. Biden is going to have a very difficult time shutting down the economy as he moves into the office, simply because it's not a great way to start a presidency, and he knows that, right? And so
it's not a good look.
It doesn't track well with the numbers.
I mean, honestly, he'll probably forget about it. Sorry.
He's got a diaper change he's got to attend to. Kidding. I'm totally kidding. Sort of.
So
yeah, that doesn't track well with the left or the right, or even us centrists.
Well, that's me. I'm more centrist, if you can't tell.
Yeah.
For those of us,
wait. You're from Alabama. You're not totally right wing, wacko, red side. Come on, man. Come on.
Hey, build that wall.
There you go.
He did. Roll Tide and roll Trump. Okay, roll Tide and roll Trump.
I like how you add a little bit to the accent, just a little bit more.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, you gotta add the accent.
Look, I don't have any cousins in my family. We're good.
I will say that his radio show is doing a survey right now, and you can win prizes if you listen to the radio show and then give them actually valuable feedback. But in the survey, they commented how they enjoyed that he was more centrist than total right-wing lunatic. So good on you.
See, I'm a left-wing lunatic, so we all balance out here.
So what's funny is Dan and I politically probably did not vote for that. Well, I know for a fact we did not vote for the same person.
I voted for a rock. That's who I voted for.
Yeah, we totally disagree on a lot of politics stuff, but in how we live and in what our expectation is for the economy and what how agents should perform for their clients, how we as an industry should perform, what we should be looking out for in the economy, that's we're all aligned on that. So we used to always try to disagree on articles because we thought, oh, this will be great. You have one viewpoint, I'll have another. But we can disagree. We hardly ever disagree on anything because I think if you're human, a lot of these things just make sense.
Well, and the beauty of what that represents to the we do that, right? And that's why I'm a conservative radio show host, and I am a conservative, but I'm a conservative that doesn't want to live in an echo chamber, right? I want to see people represented. Ultimately, I'm a Christian first, right? And so, believe it or not, Jesus wasn't a white Republican, and I know that's very difficult for people to swallow. That have that faith step,
you just lost most of your fan base, by the way.
Oh, no, Dan, I say that every single day because it's true and people need to hear it. And ultimately, what you guys are doing and what we do on our show, or try to, is demonstrate that people can be very different, have different points of views, have different. We could agree on nothing and still go have a beer and have a good time because you're a good person. I'm a good person. We believe in the same. We have the same interest, whatever. And so it's just.
Man, I'm getting goosebumps right now with this. This is awesome.
Howard, I do this for 2 hours a day every day. You should tune in.
Howard Broadsley.
That's crazy. I won't. No.
that's too early for California. That's like 3 a.m.
Podcast archived anytime you want to. Anytime you want to listen, buddy.
Howard Broadsley, check it out. Howard Broadsley, who actually is from Israel, says put in a smiley face there. Thanks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it though, because I hadn't ever really thought about. I don't think this way. I just really love Ray. I've always loved Ray, so I'm like, it was a no-brainer to do a show together. Especially we had great chemistry and all this stuff. So now we're 3 years into this thing. But when you really break it down like he just did, I mean, it's so amazing that we may have totally different views. I think we both kind of come from the center, and then one goes right and one goes left. I think that's kind of how we do it. But we've had a great friendship and built an awesome friendship over the last 4 years. And both, he said his point, I've said my point, and we just have this conversation. And I honestly think we need more of that in the country, not to get way off the topic here, but it's just awesome. And then
that's my fault. I'll take the blame there.
No, it's all good. And I love that you did, because I just kind of go and do the show with Ray. He's my great guy, and my great friend. But when you really think about, I'm from California, he's from Arkansas. It's like, how does this work? But it just works because we love each other. It's simple to me, so it's a no-brainer to do this show. And we both agree on the media is BS. We need to get past those headlines. So that's kind of where we do the show from, so I don't know, man. I appreciate you bringing that up. That's awesome.
Melissa Mars says, I like Zach guy. Just say truth, dude. Taylor says she's dying. Chris says, love it. Would love to get back to being able to rationally disagree and talk ideas with people again instead of the ramped up tribalism that seems so prevalent right now.
Preach.
Yin and yang.
I know. I was a little worried bringing another dude from the South and Christian guy, conservative guy. I'm like, God dang it, this ain't gonna go well for me here in California.
We're gonna have another one of them toothless, no water having rednecks on here. It ain't gonna go well.
That's funny. Christian Harris says, what's the link to Zach Guy's show or Facebook page? So I actually tagged it. If you're watching this on Facebook, I tagged Boomer in the Beard, but you can also find him on YouTube, Boomer in the Beard. What's the hometown heartland?
Hometown heartbeat. You go to beardedisbetter.com will be the best place to go to get
beardedisbetter.com.
You're jealous, don't lie.
I know, that's a really good one. Actually, I own Dumbledore's.
Yeah.
Which is the place to go if you're looking for a real estate wizard.
Okay. Yeah. You'd have to spell that for the majority of non-nerds.
DOORS. Okay. Anyway,